Hi, my name's Chuck Billy from Testament.
I am Eric Peterson from Testament. What's up?
What's happening?
For me, when I was younger, just guitar player-wise, I think Ace Frehley and Joe Perry were real big influences to me. Those are Kiss and Aerosmith were big bands for me.
As far as records influence goes, as far as harder music, I remember the one record when you'd have records. I remember I was a young kid, and me and my brother had a bunk bed, and I just had my Black Sabbath. We sold our Soul for Rock and Roll on top with a lady laying in the coffin. I just turned out the lights, and it was just so like scary and heavy, and I was just like, wow, this is cool, you know. And my younger brothers were scared. Turn on the lights, turn on the lights, and it was just like pretty wicked, you know, being a young child listening to that stuff. My mom was a singer. When she was younger, she sang and did records for the Red Cross and entertained the troops and stuff like that. And she was about 16 years old, and her mom and her sisters were coming down to a fair to see her sing and got in a car wreck and died. So my mom gave up singing at that point because she felt kind of like guilty that, you know, they're traveling to see her. So my whole life growing up playing music, she was always against it. She was always, don't become a singer, don't play guitar, you know, get a job, go to work, don't do that, don't. So there was always something, my mom and you know, talking to my cousins and uncles, you know, she was a really good singer. And I just remember at home her always humming a tune and singing in the kitchen, cooking and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe that's kind of maybe where I got my vocals, I guess, being a vocalist, because I really wanted to be a guitar player, and it turned out to be a vocalist.
My first concert memory, I lived in Lafayette at the time, and I went to the first Day on the Green, which was in 1979. I think that was one of my first concerts. And I took Bart there with a couple of my friends. We were like in 8th grade, something like that. Yeah, anyway, so it was AC/DC with Bon Scott, Aerosmith, Ted Nugent, Mahogany Rush. It was some of my favorite bands, so it was a really cool experience for me. Especially being there, it was like 50,000 people, you know, and I had my braces on, and I actually took them off for the show, but yeah, that was, for me, that was great.
Yeah, my first concert experience was my aunt took me and my cousins from San Leandro to Kiss. I just remember being in there, and everybody was smoking pot, and we're just like, wow, what's going on? Everything smells like funny in here, you know. And it was like definitely like an experience, being a young child and watching a show with that much lights going on. And we had the freedom, just me and my other cousins that were, you know, 12, 13, 14 years old. And we're running free, you know, in San Francisco.
What was that, Hotter Than Hell?
I'm not sure what it was.
I think so. That's what I read about.
But it was that to me, just the experience of being in front with that many people in a building watching a concert, and everybody was smoking pot, and then everybody was just loud, and it was just really overwhelming because it was just so young, like, wow, you know. How am I here? And I think back now going, how did my parents let me do that? You know, just.
They probably didn't know.
No, I think they did, but I think they were in San Leandro, you know, having drinks with the rest of the family, and us kids got dropped off, and we'll see you later, you know. But that was definitely like the experience the first time. It's like, wow, this isn't to see Kiss. Even on top of it was like, that's entertainment, man. Look at that. That's just, man, that's Gene Simmons is it, you know. They spit blood and spit fire. Wow, you know, just you couldn't stop talking about that. Well, once I got home, that's when the tennis racket. I was the bass player, and I was doing the Gene Simmons moves with the tennis racket, you know.
Yeah, for me, after that, my first concert, just thinking of Angus Young, seeing him, you know, move around like that was like, wow, it was really, really amazing. Bon Scott really got my attention, though. He just had this presence about him. So I knew rock and roll was it for me once. My first Day on the Green, that was cool.